is an aura clearing reading for the big aura. That was the code name. And the reason for the code name is as I'm scanning, as I'm attempting to scan your daughter's aura in this picture. I've never had to do this before. I couldn't find it. Like I'm attempting to find it. At first I was finding it at her head. Pretty easily, but then I realized, okay, I have to go like way up to like continue following the line with the crystal. I had to go way to the side. But then when I got down to the feet, it kind of moved in a little bit closer to the body. But then I couldn't find it at all. I could not find her aura around her feet. So I'm thinking, what's going on? Is there like a block here? But then I realized, no, I have to go like way, 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 way down to find the outline of her aura. It was really huge, and I had to like visualize that the energy is going like way, way down, like it's going like down into like the ground, and I'm having to like visualize this and then past the feet on the side again, it was coming out again more wide. And then going up to the head, I had to go way up past the head. That doesn't normally happen. Normally when I trace someone's aura, it's close to their body. I've never had difficulty finding someone's aura. I've had difficulty removing blocks around someone's aura. So I know you ordered an aura clearing reading, so I'm not exactly sure how much aura clearing we're going to need to do. There weren't a lot of blocks. I did hit a small block up somewhat near her head, but it can't be that intensive one because not only did the crystal pass through very quickly, but also just because of how expanded the aura is. It's not like it's going down in that location where that block was. So then I did have a guide coming in, and I'm feeling this very intense energy from the guide, but then all of a sudden I realized the guide is very low to the floor, like a very, very tiny little person. And then I'm seeing this image because when I couldn't find where the aura was in the feet, then I saw this image of like down in the ground, and that was when I realized, okay, so I need to go down further to find the outline of the aura. So when I felt this guide, and all of a sudden I'm feeling it on the floor, and then I see this image again, and I see these little like people coming out of the ground, and so what that was indicating is that your daughter's aura is very, very big, and so some of the guides that I'm picking up on, I'm sure I'm going to pick up on some that were actually assigned to her. Yeah, I have one like waving like this. Okay, so, and there was another energy that I was feeling as well. This one feels taller, it feels more upright. So there is one that was also assigned to her, but then also coming in with this very little person who is coming more from like the ground, like inside the ground. So anyway, what that was indicating to me was, even though, yes, she has guides that are assigned to her, she's also just attracted some other positive energies to her, around her, that are guiding her as well, or directing her, helping her with certain issues, this is just because her aura is extremely large, and so it's giving off a lot of they're saying electricity. It's giving off a lot of vibrations. And some people would say it's giving off a lot of light. And so it can be seen more far away, or it's also just kind of well, it isn't contained, and so it can bump into other things. If it's going down into the ground, it can end up attracting other energies from down there. Now, of course, your guides right away are saying that's also something that you have to manage. That you have to keep it well guarded, because obviously it could attract other things. Actually, they're saying that it has already. Okay, so this energy can attract negative things as well, obviously, just because it is an intense vibration that's being emitted. Okay, so it is noticeable. So that's something to keep in mind about your daughter. You're gonna have to work with her to protect her energetic field. They're also saying that she could also even do exercises. They're saying not all the time, but she can actually practice visualizing that her aura is coming closer to her, and then she can imagine like a shield is going around her aura, because they're saying that when she's out around a lot of people, they're saying sometimes her aura is going to get wider, no matter what she does, until she is much more advanced with protecting herself, pulling it in when she feels to. But when she's around a lot of people, since she is more sensitive, it's a good idea for her to learn and practice to bring her aura in, to visualize that it's coming in closer to herself, and then she can visualize protection around it. Otherwise, you're going to have people, which this must happen to her all the time practically, or very frequently. People are just going to be kind of walking in and out of her aura and everything, because her aura is very expanded. Now, they're saying obviously if she's thinking about something, like feeling a negative emotion or something, this automatically brings your auric field more in. And then if she's feeling like a higher emotion, her auric field is going to expand more. It's gonna get taller and longer, and it's going to get wider. And that naturally happens with everybody's auric field. But they're bringing this up because they want her to learn to like contract her aura more close to her body, and then she can practice shielding, and then it's going to dissuade negative things more. If she's visualizing protective energy around herself, it's going to dissuade more negative vibrations from coming close to her or coming in contact with her auric field. And it will just protect her in general from things that she could pick up on empathically from other people, because they are saying that she's empathic. So they keep pointing to the throat. And I do have my turquoise here. Turquoise is a throat chakra stone. And this is actually the stone that I used when I created the sacred space, and I surrounded myself in positive energy for the reading, and then I was surrounding her in positive energy to protect the space for the reading as well. And so I was using turquoise, and I knew right away that it was having something to do with the throat. Okay, so they're saying that this is a chakra that you're going to want to keep well maintained. So they're saying that there's not a lot to clear. It seems more like they want to talk about pitfalls that she could become prey to later on. That's more what they want to talk about, how to keep herself clear, how to keep herself pure, how to keep her energy aligned with the right energies, with the right frequencies. Okay, so this is why like they're giving an exercise like this. So how to protect herself from things later on, and how to keep herself clear later on. So they're saying it is still kind of an aura clearing reading, but the aura clearing isn't really for the present. She doesn't need it now. Her aura is very intact. Um, it's very big, like the code name, and it is very clear. It is pure. They're saying there are signs that it could become unclear if certain things weren't looked into. So they're saying that the throat chakra is something that you want to keep well maintained. But this has to do with the fact that she's a leader. That's something that's coming in about the throat chakra. She's also very creative. Okay, but there's a lot of willpower in the throat chakra, so it has to do with your authority, and they keep saying position. They're saying that it can affect where you position yourself in the world, how you see yourself. Definitely, a lot of that does come from the throat chakra, things that you identify with, because this is a chakra where you're putting out energies to express yourself to others around you. So it can also, this chakra also influences how you see yourself, how you promote yourself, um, how you envision yourself, and also just the way that you are to yourself. So the way that you identify yourself as being, that's going to control the way that you put yourself out as well. They're saying that she does have a gentle nature. They're saying that she's very very outgoing, and they're saying something of like complexity. Um, she can analyze things in kind of a more complex way. They're saying that just because she has a gentle nature, doesn't mean that she shouldn't stand up for herself or set boundaries. They are saying that she's a crystal child. Sometimes crystal children can have a problem in this area, others don't. Some are like amazing with setting boundaries more than other people. Like Wolf is a crystal child. He's like insane with setting boundaries, better than like most indigos, and he doesn't do it in an angry way. He does it in a very direct way. It's a direct approach. Um, so it's not falling into anger like a lot of indigos would if they were attempting to set a boundary. That helps them though. But this can be an area that some they're saying, especially girls. They're saying especially females, because of how society teaches them to be, and because of the fact that the feminine energy goes more inward, whereas the masculine energy goes more outward and would express something like setting a boundary very naturally. And obviously, some girls do that very naturally, and others don't. And they're saying, and the same with guys as well. It's not about your gender. It is about your masculine and your feminine energies, which no matter what gender you are, you have, and they need to be balanced. So they're saying that always she needs to always incorporate, setting healthy boundaries, to make sure that that's something that she continues doing throughout her life. That's very important for her growth and for her position. They keep saying her position. There is a feeling of her being an authority figure in some way. As again, there's a lot of creative talent, but there's also a lot of leadership. And I feel the solar plexus as well. They're saying that this is another energy, not only to keep well maintained, but they're saying to guard. They're saying that a lot of energy is emitted from the solar plexus. Like in general, a lot of energy is emitted from the solar plexus. A lot of our ambition, anything having to do with career, and again, sense of self. Also, your sense of true power or the lack of it, feeling helpless. Okay, all of this tends to be associated in the solar plexus. So a lot of our confidence comes from our solar plexus. They're saying that right now this area is well maintained, it's spinning very well. So they're saying that these are just things to keep in mind. They're saying that part of the reason that, no, they're saying the reason that her aura got smaller at her feet. They're saying that's not actually a bad thing. That's indicating something positive. They're saying that she has a sort of almost tunnel vision or like narrow vision when it comes to her path. Now, she's very young. She might not know everything that she wants to do precisely yet. Who would at that age know the exact physical thing that they're going to be doing later on, even if she does have, interest, or even if there are some signs of what she might like to do later on or something. They're saying that might change. So this isn't about her knowing her path right now as far as what she's going to do later on. But the reason that they're saying like a kind of narrow vision or tunnel vision when it comes to her path, what they're meaning by that is that she is very self-aware. She's very intuitive. She's going to be following her intuition. Now, they're saying they're saying that's something to let fly. That's something to honor. That's something to choose to listen to yourself, with your own self, but also with her. To respect her intuitive awareness and the impulses that she has when they're coming out in an intuitive way. If she's telling you, I feel to do this, or if she's insistent on something, they're saying this is most likely an intuition. So they're saying that it's important to follow that. They're saying her aura is very expanded up here. So whether she realizes it or not, she's already having guide contact. They're saying that they speak to her very easily. And again, with speaking, they're saying that she has a very sharp mind. The reason I'm saying speaking is because of the throat and the leadership and the authority. So speaking with authority. This again with setting boundaries. They want to make sure that stays intact. That she can always set healthy boundaries. She can always speak her mind. She can always get across her opinion and her point of view when it feels appropriate. And they're saying that she can be silent when it doesn't. She can hold back when it doesn't. So she doesn't just have to speak her mind all the time. Um, but they do want her to respect herself, um, and for you to keep her in an environment as much as possible where the fact that she's different is acceptable, it's accepted, um, and it's respected and it's allowed. So they're saying that rules are good, learning, respect for yourself. They're saying that she does respect others. It's her own space that they want to make sure that she learns to really honor and learns to really trust her intuition where she goes with it, because they're saying that that's very important for her life. The way that she's going to know what her path is her intuitive responses, her intuitive impulses. They're saying that that's very important. That she remains intuitively open and grounded, because they're saying that right now she's balanced. Her aura extends way up here. Some people would just have their aura extending way up here, and then at the feet, it's really close to the feet, and I'll feel their feet almost like flying in the air. So this was different. This is very balanced. She's very she's very open above. She's also very open at her feet. I don't normally read people this young though as well. I know people who are younger tend to have bigger auras, but still, even the code name is saying the big aura. So she is, even for a child, she is a crystal child. Okay, so she is very open. Even for a child, she's very open. And this is a good thing, they're saying, as long as she learns respect for her space, where she can pull her aura in, like they were saying, and keep other energies out. They're saying even that is setting a boundary. It's setting a boundary energetically. Because they're saying even people can want to take advantage of a big auric field like this. And they can want to dump on someone in a subconscious way that they're not even aware of consciously, or they're saying or a conscious way, where they feel like this person can help them, and they can dump all their burdens on that person, even though they're not probably aware that of what they're doing to the person energetically. They're just aware that this type of person helps them. So they're saying that's something to keep out for. They're saying meditation, but more in the way of learning to be relaxed, learning to keep yourself relaxed, to keep yourself centered, and to just keep yourself in tune with yourself. They're saying that chakra balancing is good. That's something to incorporate. And they're saying that doesn't have to all be done with visualizations. That can be done with saying something, or that can even be done with fun things. That can be done with, crystal bowls or music or tuning forks or something. So there are different ways to keep your chakras open. But they're saying that you can do a lot of things to keep your chakras open and then not learn healthy boundaries, not learn to psychically protect your energy. So they're saying that there's a balance. It's not all about the spiritual, and you could do a lot of visualizations like they were saying, and you could be seeing your auric field doing this or that all the time, and you can see your chakras expanding or spinning all the time. And they're saying that you still might not get rid of an issue, or you still might have an issue occur for the reason that you're doing something physical, which goes against the time that you're spending attempting to keep your chakras aligned. But they're saying, so a lot of it has to do with, will she follow her intuition? Will she remain grounded and open? Will she learn to protect herself from entities, from other people? But they're saying especially will she learn to, those two things, setting boundaries and learning to trust herself, to trust her intuition. And they're saying also learning to call on her guides and her higher intuition, or what I call her real self. And to always remain connected with that. They're saying that's very important. They're saying the reason that it's important to set healthy boundaries is because it has to do directly with that, directly with, they're saying her authority as a person, but setting healthy boundaries gives her the authority to follow her intuition, no matter what. So that's why that's important, and that's how those two things correlate and they go hand in hand. So the bottom line is her respecting herself and learning to trust her intuition and have respect for her calling, what she feels pulled to do, drawn to do, guided to do. Because they're saying that will strongly affect and influence whether or not she can complete what she's here to do. So not giving into any voices of others, learning to value her own judgment over others, they're saying. Over what other people are going to tell her and naysayers are going to tell her. And they're saying especially like people in her, in our society, you know, things like that. So they're saying that that's very important. It's very important that that remains intact, and that you allow it. That you allow her to respect her own intuition. And they're saying the way to do that again is to respect your own intuition and also hers. And to teach her how to listen to it. To keep helping her continue listening to it. And they're saying, and to listen to her when she really feels not to do something, or when she really feels to do something. As they're saying that can be different, that it's distinguishable from, or it can be. They're saying that you have to kind of learn that. But they're saying that it can become distinguishable. It is easy to discern when an intuition is being followed, or when someone is more just not wanting to do something that they should be doing, and they're just kind of like teenagers do, or children do sometimes. But they're saying that there is a distinguishable difference. So they're saying that a lot of the time it is an intuition. It's an intuitive impulse, an intuitive urge that she should do something, or that she should refrain from doing something, and that is a good thing to keep maintained. That's something that you want to keep oiled. They're saying for a car to keep working, you have to keep all of its spiritual parts in gear. They're saying really physical, but they're saying it's the same with the physical body. Like, you want to feed her the right things so that her body, so that her physical organism continues to be well maintained, and it supports her throughout her life, and she has healthy habits. That's more of a mental thing and an emotional thing. So they're saying they're saying worlds, all of these sort of worlds, or all these bodies, all these realms, the mental, the emotional, the energetic, and the physical, they all play an equal role in what she will be most likely to put out. Okay, so thank you very much for allowing me to do this reading for you and for your daughter, and I truly hope that it benefits you both. Thank you very much. Namaste.